Your arrogance is mad. These days are out of control. And not the other way around.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
Please, you can kill it.
Nobody trusts anybody now.
Come on, you hate. You want to live forever?
I got a really bad feeling about this.
Godzilla will live.
And welcome back to the 113th episode of the Monster Movie Stompdown. Of course, you got your host, Sludge, here, co-host across from me,
The Lorax.
and the Grandmaster from Texas.
You got Ruben.
And we are trucking down the last, we got 2 left. Tonight's episode, and we got 1 more coming of the Show at Gamera series. And tonight we are doing Gamera versus Jiger. And then the next one, of course, will be Gamera versus Jigger. We're not going to do Gamera Super Monster because that's just pretty much like just a recap. It's really all it is. Like, it's Gamera just going through all his battles from, Barugan down to Jigers. So there's really, we're not going to, it's the greatest hits. Yeah, it's really what it is. And even if greatest hits covered everything. So we're not doing that one, but so we got Gamera vs. Jiger tonight, and then the next one we'll have for Gamera is Gamera vs. Jigger, because as you guys see this, releases on Saturday. Gamera Rebirth just came out Thursday, the 7th, and we want to get to that and talk about it, and pretty stoked because everyone's pretty fired up for it. But that is coming out the 7th, but a trailer dropped on the 4th, so we're recording this the 4th. It dropped early this morning at 1:45 Eastern Standard Time, and that was the trailer for Godzilla -1. Dude, what did y'all think of that one?
It looks like it's going to be a great movie to see. Making no judgment on it yet, but man, did that trailer look great.
I'm making full judgment on it.
I saw it.
Okay?
You made that public real quick.
Well, okay, so first off, the director, I got to remember his pull up his name because I can never remember his name. I found out last night, actually, that, of course, now he did the Always on Sunset, Always Sunset on 3rd Street and stuff, that are very big films, but he actually did a movie. Did you ever watch Returner? That Japanese action movie from 2002 that had the girl that comes back in time to the present from the future because aliens have destroyed the world pretty much.
Nope.
Okay, well, anyways, so great movie. I just found out last night that this guy did that movie, and I was like, dude, like, I freaking love this film, and I had no idea he did it, and it's going to drive me nuts. I'm pulling up the director's name now because I don't know why. I was just talking about him all night last night. Takashi Yamazaki. Okay, he also did the Battleship Yamato, which was an animated film, which was phenomenal. But this dude in 3 films, okay, 3 of his movies has won 21 Academy Awards.
Wow. Academy Awards or Japanese Academy?
Well, Japanese Academy Awards.
Okay.
It's the same, yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? 3 of his movies have won 21. His 3rd film, I can't remember, the first one that won Academy Award won 12. And then 2 more films won combined 9. So, I mean, this dude, and I've seen Returner, I've seen Always Sunset, and I've seen, Battleship Yamato. The dude's a phenomenal film director. He's also a phenomenal visual effects supervisor because, I mean, that's what is very well known for. And this looks phenomenal. I mean, there's no suitmation. We finally moved past that point, and Godzilla looks freaking unbelievable. And it looks dark and terrifying. Like, I can't believe, like, I was like, man, did I just watch a Toho trailer? Because the amount of people you actually see die, like, a lot of people die in Godzilla films, but you don't really see a lot of people die. You know what I mean? You see a lot of people die in this trailer. And I was like, dude, this is going to be a dark film. And just some of the shots were unbelievable, man. Like the ship that blows up because he blows his fire, atomic breath through it. We're assuming, the rumors are it's the American military, drops a nuke on him. And there's all those people just standing around looking at him. And then it just blows everybody away. All the way up to like that last shot, dude, where his skin is just seared. Like, you can tell that's like probably after that explosion. And he just roars, and it's that classic roar. I mean, every bit of this movie, that dude that's laying there in the doorway of, I guess, a ship maybe, and he's like, "This monster will never forgive us," and he's bleeding out of his mouth. My wife was even like, "That looks good. I want to watch that." I'm like, "Good," because it's coming out in theaters December 1st here. So, yeah, dude. To me, this is back to form. Ruben, I know you liked it, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I loved it because to me it goes back to what Godzilla was back in '54. You know, a force of nature, dangerous, almost horror like. And that's what 54 was meant, you know, just like with Gamera. Of course, Godzilla got more and more kid friendly toward the 70s. But watching this trailer, it's like, and I can't tell if it's a reimagining of Godzilla 54. It seems like it is to me.
Yeah, it is
A reimagining of Godzilla 54. And just from what I look at it, the thing that came to mind is, Halloween in '78, and then Rob Zombie redid it. But this is the Rob Zombie version of Godzilla that looks like it's going to come out, where Zombie just brought it up a notch. You don't have from what I saw for the trailer. Now, you guys know that I've always said the trailers. I've seen so many good trailers, and then were disappointed. The biggest one was G98. That trailer was, I saw it. I'm like, all right, man, we're going to get a Godzilla, American Godzilla. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be CGI. And I was disappointed.
Right.
This one, I'm holding out hope that the trailer is not the highlights only. And then the rest of the movie is it's going to be a letdown, but I don't think so because they redid. I mean, and you're talking about this director and how many awards he's won in Japan.
Yeah.
I can't imagine him doing a bad job, though it's happened. We have.
Yeah, well, and he's already worked with Godzilla. He's already worked with Godzilla previously.
Okay.
Godzilla the ride that they opened up a couple years ago in Japan. I mean, you look at the suit. The suit's pretty much it's just a slightly modified version. Because if he goes back to Always Sunny, or Always on Sunset, there's the one that has the dream sequence, the third one, where Godzilla's in there. It looks like the first design idea for this suit because it's very similar. Then you go to the ride, which is just breaking all kinds of records over there, and is amazing looking. He wrote the ride. He designed the suits for Godzilla and Ghidorah. And that's in the suit in the ride is very similar to what we have. This just looks like almost like this is the final design. He was like testing out his design and working through it. But he's already got experience with Godzilla, and it's because of the ride that they're like, we're bringing this dude in. And then of course, his freaking record in Japan is outstanding. To me,
it just seems like it's going back to basics to where Godzilla began.
Yeah, man.
I like
the whole concept is -1, and when we're talking about the trailers, is after the bombing, the economy, the military of Japan went to zero. Like, I mean, that's it. It went to nothing, and then all of a sudden Godzilla shows up. Well, they have no hope. They have no military. They have no economy. They just got bombed by the Americans. And that's the -1. Like, how how are we supposed to, and that's something that I think is amazing. The director was talking about in the interview. He's like, they didn't address that in the first movie. This is the aftermath of the bomb, but we had the Japanese self-defense force in the movie. Well, the aftermath of the bomb, we didn't. Like, we don't have a military might. We're going to have to depend on somebody or something. So it already seems like it's going to be dark, and it looks fan-freaking-tastic. Godzilla looks unbelievable.
Well, I think
in this movie.
that Toho got to the point where they needed to do something. I mean, Legendary come out with some great movies.
Oh, yeah.
And so they were kind of backed into the wall to say, hey, wait a minute, man, this is our Godzilla, and we can't be downplayed because of what Legendary's doing. We got to step up. And as far as the trailer goes, looks like they possibly hit a home run.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was talking to Cody Miller of the Gods and Monsters page. He's a friend of ours, and he's got on Facebook. If you don't follow him, go follow him. He takes phenomenal photography of these Godzilla scenes with Godzilla figures that just blows your mind. But he also gives news and things on there. We were talking. I was like, dude, it was almost like Toho just came back and said, "Don't forget, this is our monster.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
Nobody touches or does him like we do. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's how I felt when I watched the trailer. I'm like, Yeah, Legendary's awesome. I'm not going to ever dog Legendary. I mean, Godzilla King of the Monsters by Legendary is one of the best Godzilla films
That's
ever
my
made.
number one Godzilla. The number one Godzilla. Godzilla movie is Godzilla King of the Monsters.
It is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But like, this is Toho coming back and like, you don't forget who the boss is here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
the OG is.
Yeah,
we're the OG.
We're the OG, and we know him better. You know,
we think they're saying it now, but we got to wait till December 1st.
Hey, that's right. I mean,
and let this thing come out and let's see what
if
it does.
anything, I mean, it's a good time to be a Godzilla fan. It's a great time to be a monster fan. I mean, we're as of right now 3 days away from Gamera Rebirth. We're maybe a month or so. We're not sure yet, but we got the Monarch series coming out. Godzilla's live action series, Kurt Russell, coming out this fall. We got Godzilla -1 coming out December 3rd or 1st here, November 3rd over there. And Godzilla Day this year is going to be unbelievable. Godzilla Day this year, and if you all watch it, have not watched it, it is a bit of a work. I mean, if you watch it live, you're going to be up all night. I've done it the last 2 years, up all night long, because it's like 8 hours of stuff. They've been doing short films every year. It's the 50. They're doing a Jet. They've been showing clips of they've made a new Jet Jaguar suit. So Jet Jaguar's come back in a new short film. So on Godzilla Day, we get a new short film with Jet Jaguar. We're going to get all kinds of announcements, all kinds of cool interviews. Godzilla Day is going to be through the roof, just off the hook. Amazing. At the same time, -1 hits theaters. You know what I mean? Like on his birthday, we get the new one. And then April, right around the corner, we're getting Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire. So it's a dang good time to be a monster.
Yeah.
And we just got Skull Island, Kong Skull Island, the animated series. So it's a dang good time to be a monster fan, and especially a Godzilla fan or any type of giant kaiju like Godzilla Kong. Oh, and on top of that, dude, we're finally going to get Godzilla versus Gamera. Did y'all hear about this? Did you guys hear about this?
I did. Thought I saw something about it. I didn't know it was 100% guaranteed.
Yeah, dude. Ruben, did you hear about it?
No, I did not.
Okay,
Tell me
so it's not the way we've thought. I mean, we still want to see him go toe to toe on the big screen, but there's that Godzilla Battle Lines game, right? And it's a mobile game, and they brought in other properties. Ultraman's been brought over and stuff like Evangelion and stuff. Gamera's coming, so I think Thursday is when the update hits the game. When Rebirth comes out, Gamera and Gauss from the Rebirth will enter the Godzilla Battle Lines game, and you will be able to fight Godzilla versus Gamera yourself for the first time. So I'm like, that's pretty. I mean, it's not it's not a movie, but hey,
it's a step towards in that right.
Yeah, step in the right direction.
Yes.
So that which is pretty freaking cool. So yeah, it's I was telling my wife, I'm like, man, it's like the 60s and 70s all over again right now. I mean, just with the monster boom. Not only that too. I mean, even like the low level monsters. Me and the wife just went and watched The Last Voyage of the Demeter, the new Dracula film, which was freaking awesome. I mean, for one chapter of a book, that was one heck of an awesome movie. It was really, really freaking good. There was a couple qualms I had, the things that didn't make sense, but I understand why they did it, because they needed to do things in the movie to progress the movie. I mean, because again, one chapter, they're turning into an almost 2-hour-long movie. They have to add some things, you know what I mean, to really create a story. But it's going okay, because I've read Dracula. I'm sure all of us have read Dracula.
Yes, sir.
So you get to that chapter, and the chapter is it's called the Captain's Log. And so you're reading the Captain's Log pretty much. But if you've read Dracula, or even if you've seen some of the movies, no one makes it. Nobody survives. He eats everybody. So you go into the movie knowing that. I mean, if you've watched the movie and paid attention, or if you've read the book, it's like, dude, none of these people are I'm not going to get attached to anybody because they're all gone. It's a chopping block. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. You get attached to some of the characters. They do things in there that I've always ranked pretty high. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, I've always stated, if you're going to make a good monster movie or a good horror movie, if you've got the gall to kill a child, you're going to make it an unbelievable movie. Well, that happens. You know what I mean? And and it's not like it's horrific. It's just because it's not brutal. Thankfully, the child's death in the movie is the least brutal death there is. Actually, it's probably the most toned down there is. But by the time you get to it with this kid, your jaw just hits the ground. You're like, this is not about to happen. And it's not like a quick thing. You know what I mean? It's not like, it's coming, and now you're like, when's it happening? Because he's in the room with the kid. You know what I mean? He's there. And it's like, okay. And they drag that scene on for a couple minutes. And it's like, and so they build it up, and then boom, it happens. And you're like, oh, dude, and it breaks your heart. So they did phenomenal. I mean, the Last Voyage of Demeter, I'm going to watch it again, but after the second viewing, this one will probably rank pretty high on my Dracula.
Wow.
films. Like,
Wow.
I may, I mean, of course, I put, even though Ruben gets mad at me for this, Bram Stoker's.
Here we go.
I knew he was-
Universal Monster Basher. Here it comes.
Bram Stoker's was phenomenal, but so was Universal Monsters one, okay? But Lugosi's is great too. I would right now, just off of the wing of this, after watching it, I would put
On the very top?
no, not above those two. There's no way. But I would put it above, and this is where Ruben might get a little pissed off at me. It would right now go above every Hammer film. Like, it would go to number 3. I don't know of a Hammer Dracula film that touches this. Like, it's dang good.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but I believe. I mean, I love the Hammer films.
They
Don't
are
get me
good,
wrong.
man. I mean, Christopher
Man,
Lee.
I love them
great
too.
Dracula.
I love the Hammer films, but from what I read about about this movie, man, I'm like, man, I gotta find out. But Cindy hates horror, so I have to go by myself.
Well, it's on
to
the
these
Plex.
movies.
I already paid for it.
Oh, it's on the Plex.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know it was on. You see, I would have watched it over the weekend if I would have known that. I thought it was at the movies.
It's still playing
Thought
the
you
movies,
said-
but it went digital for Thursday, Friday. When did I buy it? Because I bought
Oh.
it and gosh, what did I get? I got a bunch of movies over the weekend or like last week. I got it wasn't Flash. I got the Demeter and then something else. But so yeah,
Well,
but it's on Plex now.
It's about the same
You
time you
spent-
put the Flash on
you-
there. So.
You spent
may have
money on.
been.
You spent money on Flash.
No. I spent money
Okay.
on Michael Keaton as Batman.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
all
clarify
right, all
that.
Have you
That
have
was
you seen
all right. Yeah, I'm
Ruben?
like,
Have
man,
you seen
watched,
the Flash?
I watched the Flash over the weekend. Yes, I did, and I was highly disappointed.
As for
I
a
was
movie,
disappointed in it.
yeah.
yeah.
But
yeah.
there's
I
moments.
was disappointed.
And for me, it's
But and that's what I'm saying. There's moments, and it's like we've talked about it before. It's one of those movies that could have been great, but I think they just took it in the wrong direction. And don't think I didn't notice their little stab at Marvel in their multiverse.
oh, they
When Michael
definitely
Keaton
had that.
explains it. Yeah, yeah. They were like, "Oh, I was like, come on, you're gonna be that petty to do that?" But I said, "All right, it's a rival movie company or whatever." But I'm like, really? But I did see it. It showed up on HBO Max. I didn't know you had it on the Plex. It showed up on HBO Max
And,
this
and
past
Mark,
weekend.
Mark,
so
you're
I
right.
checked
It was. I bought the Demeter and the Flash the same day, and I put them up
Yeah.
on the Plex. Yep.
Okay, definitely.
So next episode,
But-
I'll tell you what if it should go above the Hammer films.
But
I would like to know.
speaking
Hammer
of
films, yeah.
speaking of the
Okay.
Universal monsters, we had dinner tonight and it was great.
Oh my gosh,
And-
where are we going
and,
here?
Yeah.
Sludge
very
made
cool.
coffee. It was so nice of him,
Oh,
and
I don't know what that is.
he made my coffee in a Universal Monsters
oh.
coffee cup, and I thought, well, what's
Oh.
going on here?
I thought he was. I thought maybe he threw you in a pond or something.
No, this is something that he could do for you, but not for me. But then it hit
For
me
me. Oh,
because he was wearing this purple
Oh
rain
my gosh!
shirt.
All right.
And-
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain,
What
and
the heck?
And I was, saying no. I don't like Prince. I wasn't into Prince music. And then
Liar.
Somebody comes up around me and says, well, only girls like
Thanks
Prince.
to my wife. Yes.
And I looked up and there was Sarah,
Oh, only
and
girls
she
like
was
Prince,
informing me that only girls like.
Okay,
Prince.
so let's the one set the record
Uh-oh.
straight. My wife bought me a pretty freaking sweet Universal Monsters coffee cup, and I was nice enough. I was doing dinner for my family and my neighbor who's here like 2 months of the year because he's a dual citizen with China. And I was like, you know what, Mark's coming over for dinner or coming over for the show. Let's go ahead and let Mark come over early, and I'll buy a nice expensive steak, cook him a nice expensive steak, made him coffee, gave him my coffee cup, my brand new gift for my wife to use.
Did you give him the Black Rifle stuff?
And
too?
I gave him the Black Rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
so
man, you gave
I
him
mean,
the good stuff.
freaking top-notch dinner, top-notch coffee, use my cup, and then he wants to lie about Prince, okay? And I'm telling you what,
lie?
I'm going to explain how you lied. I will admit, and I have no qualms, Purple Rain is one of the greatest records that's ever been made. Like, Prince was a beast. If you go back and, look up how he got signed, it's phenomenal. If you look at all the people that he wrote songs for that were their number one singles and only singles, Walk Like an Egyptian like the Bangles. That was...
Hey, wait a minute. You're not going to besmirch Susanna Hoffs, are you? Because if not, we're going to have problems.
No, I'm not.
Okay, all right.
I'm not gonna do that.
Now,
But
you don't
you
touch
know,
her.
Anyways, you got all these bands that he wrote singles for and stuff, and that's how they made it, was because of Prince. And so Mark talks all this crap about not liking Prince, but I have evidence in the Nerd Vault. Okay,
I don't see
that,
nothing
and
wrong with
I'll bring it and I'll show you all on online so y'all know he's lying when it comes to Prince. There is a vinyl, the Purple Rain vinyl, original release, not a re-release. And written on it is Mark's name. Mark's name
It could have forged
right there.
Forged.
No. See, I'm smart. So I thought about it. I'm like, I know how my father writes. We got a certificate of authenticity done on this because we verified with his mother, my grandmother. Hey, is this your son's writing? And her answer was yes. That is
it
my
just
son's
says
writing.
Mark on there.
That's
That's all it
because
says. It doesn't have my last name. Nothing.
And she let me know, and he would write his name on his records, and those were his.
So, well, how
and
did you come by this record?
I bought this record in his hometown at a local music shop that had this.
So you're saying that Mark sold the album and then you rebought it? He didn't just give it to you when you're his dad.
Well, he is my dad, but he's still a jerk sometimes.
See,
You know,
I
he
could-
likes to rub things in.
I could not. I may have bought that album.
There's the admission right there.
Okay.
He bought it.
I may have bought that
I do
album,
not recall. That's what you
But-
say, Mark. I do not recall.
but it was sold.
What?
It was gotten rid of real quick.
Well, look. Everybody that knows, listens to the show knows that I am a headbanger dude.
Exactly.
But before Kiss, before all that, I'm sorry. I listened to 70s, Bee Gees and ABBA and all that as a
You
kid.
listen-
'Cause that's
Whoa, wait a minute. Time out. I was about to be like, I'll give you Prince. I was even going to give you Bee Gees. But then you drop ABBA out of left field? Like, what? I mean,
I can't
hold
think
up.
of anybody else.
I'm pretty sure Bruce Dickinson just pissed his pants to find out his fans are ABBA
and
fans
not only that,
at the
because,
same time. Like, what?
Because I was talking
Yes.
to a friend of mine that I reconnected. Actually, he joined our little group,
Oh Lordy.
Joey. And he goes, man, Ruben, I remember when we were kids, you're the one that introduced me to Kiss. He goes, I remember you were telling me, have you heard of Kiss? Have you heard of Kiss? And I said, oh, yeah, I remember that. He goes, but you also introduced me to the Bee Gees.
Gosh.
So,
Well,
you're right. ABBA.
so things happen.
ABBA.
Mark, things
ABBA.
happen.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. What, Ruben? I was trying not to poison
So
my ears
anyway,
with
so
ABBA.
now back to the Purple Rain shirt. Yeah, he's trying to change the subject, Mark. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
he tried to
that's
change the
right. He's
subject.
good at that.
He may be trying
Well,
to change
yeah,
the subject, but you definitely
No, I'm not
he
changing the
changed-
subject.
I-
He-
This
you
album,
definitely
and
changed,
and then he tries to, and then I try to take some heat off of Mark, but let's get back to the original subject. Him wearing a Purple Rain
That
shirt.
is exactly
okay?
what he wore for dinner. Is
Right,
exactly
that's
right.
what he wore for dinner. So,
and I made the
here's-
comment. Sarah, his wife, also informed me of the information, and so naturally it says, "Oh, let me get you some coffee in the new Universal Monsters cup."
Oh,
And
yeah.
and
That was me
it.
being
So all I know is, Mark, do you own a Purple Rain shirt?
Nope.
I don't own an ABBA shirt.
Nope. And you know
But
what
you
else
own
I
a
don't
I don't
know?
know.
And
I'm
you know what
questioning
else?
that right now. I'm like, I bet if we dug through that closet, man,
Yeah.
we might find some ABBA floating
now
around
let me-
somewhere.
Back to the original story here that I would. When you said that, I just watched a documentary. It's called Murder in the Front Row. It's the history of thrash metal, the San Francisco thrash metal. And one of the stories was, I don't know if you guys know who Paul Bailoff is. He was
I've
the
heard that
front
name.
man for Exodus. For the
Oh, yeah,
longest
okay,
time.
yep.
So the stories go. He didn't have friendship bracelets. What he had was shards of shirts on his around his wrist. But how he got them is interesting. Is somebody walked in with a shirt that said Motley Crue, Van Halen, Rat, any of that glam metal, he would rip the shirt right off that poor kid's back,
And that became
shred it to pieces and get a piece, and they would wrap it around it. And that was his souvenir. Is what he would call it. Yeah, so he
That's
was
impressive.
Yeah, he would just, those poor kids would have to be at a concert, but then why are you going to show up at an Exodus or Megadeth show with a Rat shirt? I don't know, But when you said that about the Purple Rain shirt, I pictured you walking into a thrash metal concert and getting your shirt ripped off right in front of you for showing up with that.
I bet I walk into a thrash metal concert with a Purple Rain shirt, they'd be like, pimp. I walked in with an ABBA shirt on like Ruben did, I'd be in some trouble at that point. So, all right. So
I never owned an ABBA shirt.
Yeah.
I never owned an ABBA shirt.
Just like Mark never owned a Purple Rain record, which I've got upstairs. So
I do not know.
You did. So, all right. Back to it. We've gone off. Sorry, guys, but this one, it's been a minute since we've got together.
I'll give y'all one more hint. That's not the most embarrassing band I listened to, and I'm going to keep that to myself.
Were you a Carpenters fan?
No, what?
Were you a Carpenters fan?
No, I wasn't a Carpenters fan. But let's just put it this way: this band was disco, along with the Bee Gees.
Oh my god!
And they wore costumes.
Wait a minute!
Also.
Wait a minute! Please, for the love of God! Please, for the love of God, do not go where I think you think.
Don't start singing YMCA.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, no, he is not going down that road.
Now, Mark, you're not going to admit to Prince, but I did own the Village People, one of the Village People albums, the one with YMCA, whichever one that was.
Oh my gosh! So, man, we would like to take a moment of silence for Ruben. He has been a great co-host show for the last 3 years. He will be missed sorely. So, golly,
you owe me, Mark. You owe me.
I appreciate that,
Ruben. All right, gosh, man, I'm laughing so much I'm snorting at this point. Gamera versus Jiger. That's where we're at.
That's what we're doing.
So next one. Hey, man, good news, and Mark will tell you this is just so y'all know, a little jump up from the last one. So this one came out March 12th, 1970, and a little bit more fun. Here's the trailer.
Frozen in terror, the Earth waits for the battle of the Titans. Gamera versus Monster X. A hideous monster without a name challenges the world, destroying everything in its path. From beneath the crust of the Earth it came, and the battle of a decade would begin. Only Gamera stands between civilization and its gigantic strength. Its paralyzing death rays sweep across the land as the world looks on helplessly. Can Gamera stop its relentless march? Gamera versus Monster X.
All right, so that's the trailer for Gamera versus Jiger, and I wish I'd had a camera on Mark at that moment when he was doing the YMCA. Like, sitting across from me, y'all heard it, brief of it, but you should have seen it. He was in movement there. So, anyways, Gamera versus Jiger. This is the Village People's movie tonight. Thanks to Ruben. We've got the Kennies. We got a kid this time named Hiroshi, and then Tommy. They're going to the World Expo from 1970, which was a real deal. They put in this movie. And so you got all these different countries from around the world coming and showing their scientific, advances and plans for humanity and all blah, blah, blah stuff. We don't care. We care about the giant monsters. So Tommy's super excited to go. Not Tommy, sorry. Tommy goes with him, but Hiroshi's super excited to go. His dad or uncle, I can't remember, is building like this little mini submarine that'll go like just a couple feet underwater, which even the kid was just like, that's stupid. Like, that's one of the things I love Hiroshi. He was like, that's the dumbest thing ever. It goes 3 feet underwater. What's the point of this? And so you'll find out there's a reason for the submarine later. But so they're wanting to, pipe it over to the Expo. They're really excited about Expo 1970, and you got all these different countries that are doing all this cool advancements, and everyone's got their own like little city section of the Expo. France and Japan and America and all this jazz. And so while this is going on, they find this massive statue on this island called Wester Island out in the Pacific, and it's this giant demon statue. Okay,
Bigger than that.
Well, it is a little bit bigger than that. It's like, wow, it's a lot bigger than this.
They found
It's
a
giant.
statue. They
It's
found
this
this
big. It's huge. This is that big of a statue. So they find it, and like they're wanting to pull it out and take it to the Expo. So while they're doing this, Gamera shows up. It's like, hey, no, bad idea. They don't listen why. They even got that one African dude who's like, what's he say? Like the whole time he just kept saying something about Jiger or y'all remember what he repeats?
And then
I saw
he stormed out saying
the dubbed version.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
They never.
He goes off either way. He goes off about Jiger.
He goes off.
And the people on the island go off about it. But so they end up, volcano erupts. They get I don't know what the point of that was in the movie, but they get the statue out and load it up onto a ship. And they start taking it off the island. And while this is happening on the island, Jiger awakens. And Jiger's like almost like kind of like a Triceratops type monster. No big frill, but he's got like the big horn and the quills on the side and stuff. And so he shows up, and this ticks Gamera off. Gamera shows up, takes on Jiger, and actually ends up losing round 1. Jiger can shoot out these quills that stabs through Gamera and just kind of knocks him on his back, and he's kind of stuck. Well, Jiger starts going after the statue. The people on the boat with the statue start getting sick because this statue emanates this low-frequency sound, or this weird frequency sound, that's making them sick. And so Jiger starts chasing us down. They make it to the expo area to put this up there. Jiger shows up, starts attacking. Gamera shows back up, and he goes to attack again. But then Jiger, instead of the quills, Gamera's learned, we got to watch for these things. And Jiger ends up wrapping Gamera up and stabbing him. This big sharp thing comes out the end of its tail, stabs into Gamera's chest, and you're like, oh, dude, he stabbed him with a blade. No. Like, now, he owes Gamera child support because you come to find out that impregnated Gamera because Gamera, like, makes it barely to the ocean floor because he's all knocked out and his skin goes ghost white. And they're like, we got to do Tom, the Kenneys, like, we got to save Gamera. We got to do a scan. And the scientists are like, yeah, okay, we'll do a giant, X-ray or MRI of Gamera. Come to find out there's a spot in his lung. It's not cancer. Thank the Lord it's not cancer. But it's a baby Jiger. And so Big Mama Jiger or Daddy Jiger impregnated Gamera with little baby Jiger, and now they're going to child support court for this. And so the boys are like, what do we do? And they're like, well, we'll use the sub. Only with 3 feet of water, so they use this sub up into Gamera's mouth, into his lung, and then they find the baby Jiger, and they end up killing the baby Jiger with the walkie-talkies. Now the baby Jiger can't shoot quills; it shoots like a goop, like whatever, like some kind of goop instead. So they kill the baby Jiger. They get back out. Gamera's still out. They're like, dude, we got to restart his heart. So apparently he has died. So they like put these electric lines down his throat. And while this is going on to keep Jiger from attacking him, they've got these low frequency sounds going out to kind of keep him immobilized. They pretty much jump started his heart. They show the electric cables down Gamera's throat, give him a jump start. Boom, he comes back to life. Goes to take on Jiger again, in what's actually a really, really good fight scene this time. Jiger thinks he's going to get him with the quills. Nope, not going to happen. He's going to pregnant him again. Nope, not going to happen. Gamera's learning. And then Jiger actually finally uses his heat ray. And it's like, oh, you're screwed because that's, Gamera eats fire. You know what I mean? So, like, he has no hope at this point. And so as the battle goes on, Gamera, in what may be the best death sequence of any monster movie ever, because it was pretty intense, goes in the ocean, gets the statue that was on the island, because you come to find out in this movie that this statue is what kept Jiger hibernated or whatever underground, and throws it right into Jiger's head, pierces him right between the freaking eyes, and kills him. I'm like, that was pretty sick. And then he flies him over to the island, drops him off. Day's been saved. Type deal.
No story.
So that's Gamera versus Jiger. This one is pretty fun. I'm gonna go first real quick on this. No, well, yeah.
You'd made a comment about the kids, they want pretty much take an X-ray of Gamera, let's see
right.
what's going on. And the first thing that the scientist said was, as you can see here, Gamera's in the shape of a turtle.
So yeah.
And I was like, what in the world here, man? He is a turtle. He's not the shape of a turtle. He is a turtle.
Finest. Oh man! And then the other thing too, I forgot the wacky moment. So like the at one point, Gamera like takes those telephone poles.
Oh my god!
And shoves him in his ears to keep from getting hurt by the sound. Like what? Like I'm like, how was that even possible? Is that anatomically correct? I have no idea.
And then did you look at when he takes them out? That one telephone pole had to been almost to the other side of his head. Yeah. It just kept coming and coming. I was like, oh my gosh. It's crazy.
Man, this one, I'm going to go first on this one. This one's a lot of fun, man. Like, Now, I do know that Noriaki Yuasa, again, who did the previous Gamer films, who's done all these, he actually went to Daiei and convinced them to put it like another, what would have been like $200,000 or $300,000 American dollars into the budget to give to it for special effects and stuff. And I think it showed this time around. The special effects and the fight sequences were a lot better than the last two films. But this one was entertaining. Like, it was a pretty cool story because it was like you got this ancient legend of this ancient monster. Almost kind of like they're going back to the Barugan deal, you know what I mean? Like this ancient monster legend type deal, but they did it a lot cooler. Like the statue was really cool. The concept of it making this noise to keep him imprisoned was a really cool concept. The island, actually, I would have been cool if the whole fight actually would have been on the island, because I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but no buildings for the expo were destroyed. Y'all notice that?
Yes.
Like none of them. So the reason being
they
is
even comment about that.
Yeah. Like what happened? Like they didn't destroy any buildings because the actual expo people were like, nope, can't do this. So they couldn't do it. I'm like, well, that's a waste of a set. You know what I mean? You could have just done the whole fight on the island. Because the island set was really, really cool looking, I think, actually. It was really good. So the special effects were great. They were a step above the last two films. Jiger's a really cool looking monster. For all the different like weaponry he has, minus the heat ray, which I mean every monster has got some kind of design like their weapon like that. They all made like kind of cool sense. You know what I mean? Like the quills were really cool. You know, nothing major, but like that's a pretty potent little weapon. And then like the concept of the spike in the tail impregnating, I'm like, dude, that's like Alien before Alien. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that was I thought that was really, really cool. And the fights were just a lot better. You know, Gamera did a great job, fighting like he always does, but like it was much more hands-on fight, a little more intense. The Kinnies were cool, you know what I mean? Like, and I think what I liked most about them is the fact that when something stupid happened, they called it for what it is, like the submarine. And he's just like, that's a dumb idea. Like 3 feet of water, what? But this one was a lot more fun. Like, is it the best Gamera film? No, but this one was a lot more fun than the last two. I was talking to Kurt about this one, and he was even like, I actually like this one a lot. I was like, yeah, like after watching it again, it's been a minute. Watching it again, I'm like, of the latter four, because I stayed previously, Gamer vs. Gauss is, definitely top tier for me for the Showa. This was probably my favorite one of the latter four because it's a ton of fun. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed the monster. Monster looked cool. Sounded cool. The fights were fantastic. The Kinnies called the crap when the crap was there, and it was just a little more interesting of a story. My only complaints would have been, really, honestly, was the submarine for 3 feet of water, and the expo thing, like the last fight scene, like not seeing any of the destruction. I was kind of like, it kind of sucks. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why you did it. Like, it's not like you're destroying the actual expo, but people in real life are like, well, you can't do that. But that would be my only real complaints. Other than that, I mean, they came out strong with this one. I mean, like, as soon as the credits starts, boom, there's Gamera on the island, volcano going off in the background, and then the Gamera theme song starts playing, and you get a quick little recap, of like Gamera, what they've done so far. Yeah, and I like this one. This one's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Is it the best Gamera film? No, but it's a definite sigh of relief after the last two that we've been through. So, yeah, that's all I got to say. Ruben, you want to jump on the next one for this one?
Sure. It was a average movie is for Gamera, but the more Gamera films I watch, the more I'm like, why does he hate Godzilla's Revenge so much? But he watches these just fine.
This is definitely way better.
Because it's that type of a movie. This is for kids. It's made for kids. And as I'm watching it, like when the kids go inside Gamera to get a live creature that's in his lungs. I couldn't help but think, but I said, this is Fantastic Voyage without Raquel Welch. What good is this?
It is.
It's just not, yeah, because that's exactly what Fantastic Voyage was. They go inside and, they try to get the cancer, of course. If nobody's familiar with that movie. It's a pretty good sci-fi movie. Have you guys seen Fantastic Voyage?
Oh, yeah. Very good.
Yeah, Donald Pleasance is in it. I mean, it's a good movie. Anyway, but, the creature design was good. The story was all right. Once again, I guess they just have something against Americans. It's the Americans that cause all the trouble because it's the American side. They want to remove it to take it over there. And then the two kids turn on Gamera because Gamera attacked them. So they're telling that Japanese kid, hey, well, Gamera attacked us, so he's a bad guy. And he's all, no, that can't be. he's for all the children. He's the protector of children. And that little girl and that little boy were like, no, he attacked me. My dad says that, Gamera is a danger to the whatever. And I'm like, oh man. So they argue for a little bit and then they figure out what happened. But, I mean, this is a typical Gamera movie for me. It's not, I would put it equal to the last one. I don't think it's any better or any worse than the last one we did. But, matter of fact, I thought the last one had a little bit more action in it than this one did, as far as that goes. But the kill shot was pretty darn good.
Oh yeah, dude.
That was a good, Gamera's got it. He turns it around and he just flings it like a spear and nails him right between the eye. And there's even a little blood there. Not a lot, but there's some there. So all in all, I would call this an average movie. Will I ever watch it again? Maybe if I'm in the mood. You know what I'm saying? I'd have to be in the mood for it. So, oh, you all right there, Mark?
I'm fine.
Man.
Well,
a steak is stuck in my throat.
yeah,
Or something.
because your son took care
Wait,
of it.
maybe-
Nice steak.
It tastes like Purple Rain.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
Ruben, do you have anything else on this one?
No, that's it. That's all I got. I mean, it's an average film. I really don't have anything real negative about it because it's about the same negatives I've had for every Gamera film.
That's
you know
brutal.
what I'm saying?
Yes,
It's just
it
about
was.
the same.
Brutal.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I mean, I like Gamera, but Gamera's kind of down there for me. I just cannot. And RJ loves the show of Gameras. I don't know what, but he just loves them. He just, they're so good, Dad. I'm like, I don't know. The Heisey, that's a different story. I really like those, but these, it's a struggle for me to go through some of these.
You've only got one more to go.
I really need it. Yes, nostalgia, but the nostalgia factor is what saves them because they all have that factor for me. Whether I'm watching Godzilla or Ultraman or anything else, it's got that nostalgia feel to it. Those movies that's how they were made in the late 60s, early 70s. And, those are the movies I grew up watching. So, maybe not Gamera, but it's still the same concept and, it still gives me that kind of, takes me back in time for a bit. So enjoyable film, fun.
Right on. Well, okay, so Mark, the last film, you threatened to walk off set
I did.
pretty much
I did.
for another one of these. So
I
let's
did.
find out.
And
Is
I'm
this
done,
walk
man.
off
I'm
worthy?
done. No, I actually like this one a little bit better than the last one. Kind of the same style, but just a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that Ruben brought up was that, and he mentioned on it here just a little bit ago, that was the American kids were always the troublemakers.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
think I'm
that's
just
right.
just the opposite on this one, because it was, what was his name here?
Hiroshi?
Hiroshi seemed like the little antagonizer, I thought, in this sub.
He's got really?
Yeah, he was the one saying, like, 3 foot, that's stupid.
Yeah,
Hey,
Yeah.
there's crap out there.
And the little girl, they tell the two adults about somebody wrecking, go, they're stuck, go find them. They take off, and then they take off to get in the sub and give the little girl a piece of paper and tell them to, take it back to the adults and tell them, and then they're gone, and they're, going inside a Gamera, which that was a little far-fetched for me.
It was,
Okay.
yeah.
They could park that sub and get out and walk around, and like there's tunnels or a cave through his lungs.
Yeah, it's like, that's the one thing. The
And,
set was a little odd.
So
Like,
I thought, well, this is a little strange, but it's for the children, so let's just go with it and keep going. But I think the thing that I liked about it is one of the biggest problem I always had with like Gamera and some of the other Japanese movies is you got a man in a suit.
Yeah.
And in that suit, when they walk around, you see where the knee bends and their leg goes out the back. Did you look at Jiger? He does not do that. That is a man in a suit, and he is scrunched down, and he is standing or kneeling on all fours.
oh, yeah.
And his back legs don't go out the back like Gamera's.
Yeah.
He is walking. And, I thought when I was watching, I was like, that has to be very, very hard to be, in such a shape that you can stay bent over like that in that position.
Yeah.
And do what he was doing. And so for that, I thought, man, thumbs up to whoever's in that suit, because
That's
they
for
did a
sure.
they did a great job at it. And but I mean, as overall, as far as the movie went, I was all right with it. You know, I liked it. I enjoyed it. Is it one of the best? No, not even close. Not even in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
But it was better than the last one. You know,
I would
and
definitely-
then
I
you know,
agree
and
with
that
one.
sub. That's not the first time we saw the sub.
No, we saw it
Yeah.
2 movies back.
Yeah, 2 movies back.
It's,
I was
it's the
like-
same sub
Yeah,
from Gamera versus
yeah,
V-Ross.
and I thought, well, why would you bring that back? Why would you even do that? But you know, they had to.
You know, the only thing I can think of is them Japanese kids were really into submarines.
They
at
had
that
to,
time.
they had to
Yeah.
be, had to be,
Yeah.
and almost the same color. I mean, it was the same color, but
Yeah.
the same shape, everything. And but you know, I gave it a thumbs up. I sat there and enjoyed myself. And am I going to watch it again?
Nah, he says. No.
Unless you know something major is on, there ain't nothing else on, then I'll watch it. But overall, it was better than what I thought. I thought I was dreading it. I'll tell you how much I was dreading it. I'm like, I can't watch this yet. I'll go ahead and watch Aquarium of the Dead, and watched it first. And yeah, I lived through it and smiled on the other end of it and said, "Oh yeah, not bad for a gamer movie."
Yeah, it's not. So, pretty positive reviews overall for this one. So, let's find out. It's Stompdown rating time. All right, man. So for this one, got a little higher than the last one, man. We actually gave this one, we all together were pretty much on the same page for this one, and it doesn't happen often where we all give the same rating. 2.5 stomps out of 5 on this one. It's right down the middle of the road. It is entertaining. It's is it one of the best monster films? No, very far from it. Is it one of the worst? No, kind of far from it. It's worth a watch at least once.
Yes.
I think for this one, the latter 4. If I was going to recommend a movie of the latter 4 Gamera show-up series to someone who's not a diehard fan, it would be this one. I would not be like, you got to watch Gamera vs. V-Ross, or you got to watch Gamera vs. Giron or Ziegler. I'd be like, go watch Gamera vs. Jiger. Like, that one you can get through. So, but 2.5 stomps out of us, man. Like, it's worth checking out at least once.
At least once.
Ruben, you got anything you want to add to it?
Yeah. No, that's all I got for it.
So, all right, man. So, the next one is going to be Gamera vs. Ziegler, and we got a little bit of a break with Gamera versus Jiger. We are not going to get a break with Gamera versus Ziegler. When the Japanese film companies at the time in Noriaki have to hire an adult film actress to entertain the fathers who take their kids, you know it's going to be a bad movie. So the next one will be a little rough, but we'll make it through it. So
that's what we got to look forward to, right?
yeah. So it's pretty rough, and we'll find out why. But that's once we do it, the next time we do a Gamer one, which will be be right after that episode, we're going to be talking about Gamera vs. Rebirth, which comes out. Well, it's already come out when you guys see this, but it came out Thursday. 6 episodes. Gamera vs. 5 Kaiju. And it's the 5 from the OGs, these Showa monsters, which is why we want to do it. I mean, Jigers in it, V-Ross, Giron, Gyaos, and Ziegler is in it. And Ziegler actually looks kind of cool compared to the movie. So to see him just kind of pro wrestling style just tear through those original Showa monsters is going to be really cool. That's why we want to get through these Showa films. But right now, it's time for your all's favorite segment. Time to test your might.
Test your might. Test your might. Test your might. Test your might. Test your might.
All right, so Mark had to watch Aquarium of the Dead from the last one.
I
Mark,
did.
how rough was this Ruben pick?
I'm going to tell you what. At least 3 or 3.5 stomps is what I would have gave this.
Really?
I really loved it. I liked it. It had a good storyline. It was supposed to be a comedy. Could have been a little bit funnier, but overall, the only thing that this thing lacked was the money for the CGI. They just didn't have enough of CGI. They didn't eat enough people. But as far as the movie went, I loved it, man. I had a good time. I just sat there and loved it.
I was wanting to watch it with you, and I didn't hadn't had a chance to do it the way the week was. So now I'm even more excited to see
I'm telling you, you need to watch it. You guys need to watch it. It's a good movie. Thank Ruben. He's the one that did it.
Thanks, Ruben. We appreciate your selections here, man. Like,
oh man, I tell you what, I said this before the show. I've never met two people that love bad movies as much as these two guys right here. I mean, they just.
Well,
and I was sitting there and I was sitting there watching it, and I'm like, man, this is was it entertaining? Yeah, but I considered it a bad movie.
I did. I liked it. I really did enjoy it.
But then again, like I don't like the Carnosaur movies, and you guys love them. So
no, he loves.
That's just
He loves them. He loves them. Not me. He loves them.
Fantastic movies. Fantastic movies.
He takes Carnosaur over Jurassic Park, and I'm like,
my God,
yeah. I mean, come on, man.
That's not even an argument.
That right
like,
there.
even,
It's
hey,
enough. That to me, that's
Prince
you
Purple
know,
Rain. That's what that is right there.
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
realistic is what it is.
yeah.
I mean, you want a more
Gosh.
realistic movie. Carnosaur, there's not enough blood.
Carnosaur?
Yeah, dude, there is not enough blood and guts in the Jurassic Park films.
With the plastic dinosaur thing that they use for the CGI. There's no CGI. They just went to the KB Toys and bought one of those dinosaur heads that you can put trigger and go
that
like
person,
this.
That is exactly right. That is
that
it.
person worked their butt off of that puppet, man. I don't care. I mean, they gave it their all the whole time.
Oh,
Yeah, dude, definitely. I'll pick those Carnosaurs all the way. All the way.
Anyway,
So.
you get a chance to see Aquarium of the Dead. I suggest you watch it.
So.
It's a good time.
All right, well, let's jump to it, man. Again, thank you to Kurt Harper for helping us out with the trivia, and he's got us another round of questions. Are you guys ready?
Ready as we
Ready.
can be.
Yep.
All right. Number 1, according to the cultural envoy Gibo, that's that African guy that was at the beginning that was yelling the same thing over again.
Yeah.
What does Jiger mean? A, ancient demon, B, terrible as a demon, or C, giant demon beast?
Oh, ow.
Okay.
Oh, got it? Okay. All right. Number 2, in order to defeat Jiger, Gamera makes the hardcore decision to deafen himself by bursting his own eardrums with electrical transmission poles. He then leaves the poles hanging from his ear holes. How many bones are in a turtle's ear? Yes, they have ears. I looked it up. So how many bones are in a turtle's ear? A, 3,
Man.
B, 0, or C, 1? How many bones are in a turtle's ear?
I'm gonna have to guess this one. What was say it was A, B, and C? What was the answer?
A is
the
3,
question.
B is 0, and C is 1. Yeah, I'm gonna
You
guess
know why he just asked that question, Ruben? This is your fault. Didn't you make a comment about how easy the questions were last time? Yeah, that's exactly why we just got the biology exam.
Man, I tell you what, man.
Hey, I'm guessing this one too. I'm trying to do what I think would make sense. All right, ready for number 3?
Go for it.
Yep.
What is the statue called? A, the Devil's Scream, B, the Devil's Wail, or C, the Devil's Whistle?
Well, that just shot 2 right out of the bucket there. Thanks,
That one,
Kurt.
I knew number 1 and I knew
Yeah.
number 3. I don't know number 2. So here we go. Let's see what happens with number 4.
Yeah, well, I'd say
We got 4?
Well, he got a bonus. Yeah, we've got a bonus. Wait a minute. How did he know?
Yeah, how did you know we had 4? What?
Because it was 4 the last time.
We're going
and
to
it
need
was
you
4
to-
the time before that.
We're going to
and it
need
was
you to
4
turn
the
your
time
cell
before
phone,
that.
cell phone in. We need to
Yeah.
see who you've been talking
Yeah,
to.
like he knew ahead of time,
Yeah.
man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Was there 4 last time? Wait a minute. We're going to look. Was there 4 last time?
Look, it's been 4 the last.
Let's see. There's the
Let's see. Last
trivia
time?
mega monster battle. 1, 2, 3 questions.
Yeah.
The last time,
Oh,
sir.
I see. Oh yeah, I have 3.
Okay,
down.
so all right.
This was 4, yeah.
Okay.
What has happened? Something has happened in
Something's
Texas,
going on.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Well,
Okay.
look. I won't show you answers.
It's
but
the heat.
I always put 4 down, but I only have 3 answers.
Okay, yeah.
Do we have
He
4
knew.
this time?
There's a bonus one.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So the bonus question. Jigers' quills can pierce many things. What can't Jigers' quills pierce? A, turtle hide. B, Gamera's love of children. Or C, jet airplanes. Oh, dude. I mean, there's only one right answer there. There's only one. Only one.
Yeah.
All right. We ready for the answers?
Yeah.
Okay. Number one, according to the cultural envoy Gibo, the guy who likes to yell the same thing over and over again, what does Jiger mean? The correct answer is B, terrible as a demon.
I couldn't remember that.
Number two, how many bones are in a turtle's ear? C, 1. Hey, I guessed that one.
I got that one right.
Ruben missed it?
I missed it.
Uh-oh, might be revenge 30 against Ruben in this one.
Did you get that first one right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got the first one.
All right, number 3, what is the statue called? It was C, the Devil's Whistle.
Yep.
And then the bonus question, of
Did
course.
you miss it?
No, I got it.
Okay,
No,
okay.
I
That's
He
like,
had that look
They
like I
did,
thought
dude.
he.
It could, every time I hear the devil's, I think of a dirty joke that the hot sauce joke that I'm always. I mean, it's not really a joke. It's like, hey, try this hot sauce. It's called the devil's, and I'll just leave it. Go ahead.
All right. Then the bonus question. Everyone should know this one. Jigers' quills cannot pierce many things. What can't Jigers' quills pierce? And that's Gamera's love for all children. That is
Yeah.
B. I am 4 for 4. Where we at, boys?
3 for 4.
Ruben?
3 for 4. 3 for 4.
Oh, man. That means you got how many, Mark?
3 for 4.
So I get to pick
Yeah.
what you all get to watch.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
my
You got it.
gosh.
Let's see here. Oh, goodness. Okay. Actually.
Just remember how many good movies I had you guys watch.
just so you know, okay.
Oh, he's on the Plex, man.
Yeah,
he
let
is,
me look.
He
There
is
was
scrolling through.
There was a recent one I added, but I can't remember what it was because I remember going, I can't do this, man. I turned it off. That I recently added to the Plex, and nope, not that section. Roll down here. Let's see, where was it? Oh, I'm gonna get it for you guys. I'm gonna make this a good one here.
What's it going to be, like the new Barbie movie or something?
I would never.
Yeah.
I'm your all's friend. I'm not that big of a jerk. Let's see here. Where was it? Gosh, it's a. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, you just found it.
Yep, I found it. Planet of Dinosaurs. I'm not gonna go too bad on you guys, but I'm gonna go pretty
Planet
rough.
of Dinosaurs.
Planet of Dinosaurs,
I think I've seen that one.
1979.
When? 1979?
1979. Yep, I'd watched 65 again the other day with Adam Driver, and remember what we talked about that briefly. I was talking about how like it reminded me of Planet of Dinosaurs. I'm like, man, I ain't watched that in forever. Let me go back and watch that. And it was the worst decision I've made in like the last month. So,
Okay.
Planet of
Planet of
Dinosaurs
Dinosaurs.
is what you guys get to watch. So
We can do that.
it should be bearable. I will call it bearable. But all right, man. Well, there you go, guys. Again, thank you all so much for joining us for this episode. We got some good episodes coming up. The next one, again, I said we're gonna give the guys a break. We're gonna watch something very enjoyable. We're watching The H-Man for the next episode, and that is a fantastic movie. We are all. I don't know what Ruben and Mark's going to say, but I'm guessing that they're going to highly praise this film because I'm going to highly praise this film. So I'm stoked for it. And then after it, of course, we got the last of the Gamera show of films we're doing. We're doing Gamera vs. Zigra. Then we're going to do Gamera Rebirth. We're going to do a rundown of all 6 episodes and let you know what our review of that one. So pretty stoked for it. Do you guys got anything else you want to add for the episode?
No, I mean, good episode. Good episode.
Ruben?
I got nothing. Well, you know what? Let me. If you could just hold on. I mean, I don't know if you can see that, but there's my part of my album collection right there. Do you see?
Yeah, I
that?
see that. Yeah.
The kiss
Okay,
right
all
there.
And then, there's Kiss right there.
Where's the
Let
ABBA?
me show you one. It's right around that road. Let me show you. Let me show you something. If you would just bear with me while I put this down.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Here it comes. It
What do
is
you
coming.
think? I'm
Oh,
guessing.
ABBA's coming. It's coming.
Who do you think's pulling out? Like I'm guessing. I mean, who do you think? I don't know.
He could.
I mean, I'm waiting for the Village people.
He
to
could.
pop
Oh,
up.
I was
Or
saying he
ABBA.
could YMCA us
He could.
or
Hey,
the Bee
he's digging.
Gees.
Look, he is digging hard for it,
I think he needs to get up and start dancing Saturday Night Fever, and so we have that.
dude. I bet he's got a John Travolta
Well,
costume.
here it comes.
Oh, here we go.
Here
we
it
go.
comes. Has to be
Okay, I'm back.
it. Okay.
Before
let's see it.
Kiss, before all that. Can you guys see
To the
this?
left.
Bay City Rollers. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Hey, is that
that
an autograph?
autograph?
Yes, that's autograph.
That is autographed. Show it again. Put it up on the screen again.
There it is. Autographed.
Autographed.
By the what was the hit song on there?
Saturday night.
There you go. There you go. I remember that.
Yep.
But everybody was going, who in the world would listen to that right there?
That would be Ruben.
There you go.
Obviously, I haven't
So-
met somebody.
yeah.
I'm just trying to, to explain everybody that Mark might have owned Purple Rain, but he got over it, and now, he is where he is. But everybody's got a past, and I'm sure Sludge does too. That's all I have to say about him. I know he does. And a little
no one
with a little
knows.
digging.
No one knows. And it
Nobody
stays
knows,
that
but I'm
way.
sure.
He's got a
Because
look in
if
his
me-
face right now.
If I can listen to Slayer and also listen to this, he's got a pass.
Oh,
he's
I
gotta
do.
have one there.
Oh, there is
Yeah.
a record that's hidden deep that no one knew I ever owned. No one ever saw it. But man, did it hide my Walkman for quite a long time. Like,
Is
everyone,
there any evidence of that laying around anywhere now?
oh no,
The
see,
vault?
one, I don't write my name on my stuff like you do.
Oh my
Okay?
gosh!
So so it's
One-
that's,
See, that is not written.
that is written.
Okay, what that is, you can tell what that person did. Not me. There was
Not
probably
me.
a piece of paper laid on top of it
Oh.
because it's an indentation into the album cover.
Well, I mean, have you ever tried to write an album cover?
Well, obviously not.
Well, it's probably a cheap pen you used,
Oh,
and it couldn't
see?
get the ink out. You're like, well, at least it's got my, print on there because I want to make sure they won't go away. I mean,
even if it is,
ink-
even if it was mine, it means that I got rid of it quickly. It's an old album, but
Well.
you were wearing it, Purple Rain shirt tonight for
darn
dinner.
right, because
Yeah,
Prince
that's
is a
right.
beast, man.
I'll give his guitar playing some credit, but I've never been a Prince guy myself. Just
what?
Never have.
Come on, like
No,
one.
Never have.
I mean, that's the best halftime show that's ever
Okay,
happened.
here's
Ever.
some shocking confessions. Okay, I never liked Prince. I never liked Bruce Springsteen.
I'll give you the Bruce Springsteen
don't-
one. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like Bruce.
I
Springsteen.
went and saw him in concert.
Well,
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
We were
he
just
wasted
talking
money,
about
too.
it because we saw Billy Joel last year, and there's a documentary out about those two and
Yeah.
how they, and I'm like, I'll take Billy Joel over Bruce Springsteen
Uh,
anytime.
I
It
would
was
too.
It's no contest
it
for
was
me.
a decent concert, but I wasn't into politics. Now that I've
Right.
gotten older and he's actually opened his mouth about politics,
Yeah.
and everybody has their right to their own opinion on politics,
Yeah.
but don't ram them down my throat.
right, and he
that's just great.
definitely did that. So
Yeah.
all I'm saying is
Yeah.
Prince still has the greatest Super Bowl halftime show of all time. So
Now I
That's just
read
all there is to it.
something where somebody was wanting AC/DC for the Super Bowl halftime show.
I don't know if that'll ever happen.
yeah,
You think
I don't
it'll
know
happen?
either.
Well, no. A company was talking to
Oh,
the
really?
NFL about having AC/DC the halftime show.
Well, the NFL fork over the money. Is a good
Well,
question.
I don't know.
Find out,
I
so-
mean,
but anyways, so
Yeah.
there you go. Bay City Rollers and
wow. Now, when you started the show tonight, did you think, oh yeah, we would be talking about the Village People and
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 the Bay City,
I'm-
no, I did
City
never
Rollers.
crossed my mind. Like
I thought it was-
hard times given.
I'll admit this is probably the most embarrassing one, but there's some others in there that I wouldn't show to people.
Wow.
Unless they came
Wow.
over and started digging
There
through
is-
my collection.
there's a whopping 0 albums in my collection.
I
that
think
would not
I
show
think
somebody.
the
Because-
softest rock band I ever saw or band I ever saw was Bread. You remember Bread?
I'll give you Bread, man. I'd love to see Bread.
I got to see
Yeah.
Bread. I saw him in Terre Haute, Indiana. And do you know who opened for him? Jelly. Swear to you. Bread and jelly. Yes.
Jelly. Oh,
Jelly
my goodness.
sucked. It was terrible. Bread come out and they did a great show. Great show.
I really hope you didn't spend much money for that concert.
Hey, back then, most you spent
You don't like
was $15.
Come on, you don't like Bread? You don't like Bread?
I ain't spending more than $1 on my bread, that's for sure. And it better be dang good tasting.
Bread
I
was
know.
Bread was good. They were good. They were good. hey, you did go see Creed.
See,
I did go see. I did
yeah,
go see
yeah,
Creed.
see.
Yeah, and everybody kind of
Creed was awesome.
Oh, I think they were. I
phenomenal.
thought they were great.
Mono Apes was phenomenal. Seven Dust was the best part of the show for
There we
sure.
go.
You know,
Yes.
but yeah, saw
The best
Creed.
part of the show was when the girl come up and put her arm around my neck and started looking at me, and you guys were standing right next to me, and I'm like, I don't even know who you are, lady.
Yeah,
what are
that's
you
right.
doing? And, I got high school kids I took to the show, and out of the blue, this woman just walks up and puts her arm around my neck and like gives me this look like, are you going to kiss me or what? And I'm thinking, ain't happening. Ain't happening. So you better go on.
We were all staring like, what's about to go down here? That was a heck of a concert.
That was a very good show.
Plus, Lejean, come to find out, kicked somebody out of the concert.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah. Oh,
Kicked
yeah.
this girl out of the concert. And of course, he went off on her. You don't like the music, get away from the stage, blah, 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 and had security carry her out. It was my ex-girlfriend at the time. We all hated her. And it's like, yes. It was pretty good. So she didn't get to see Creed. That was great.
Oh, yeah.
I loved that.
It was a good show.
Now you got me thinking who the softest band I've ever watched. I'm gonna have to go with Art.
Art?
Maybe.
Art?
No
Art,
way.
yeah.
That's no.
I mean, that's
no.
that's a soft. I'm telling you.
No.
everything
You
else
listen to
has been-
ABBA, okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
all right.
you
all right.
listen-
No. I said live in you're talking about concert. You're talking
okay,
about
yeah,
album?
live in I saw
I'm
Heart,
talking
man.
concert.
Heart-
Yeah.
Heart was-
No.
Heart was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm
Magic
talking of all the
Band.
concerts concerts
Band,
I've
good
been
one.
to. I mean, I can't think of somebody else.
If
I mean,
I'm not
God, I'm trying to
mistaken,
think.
I saw Heart at Indiana University, and April Wine opened for him. You talking about a blowout
I bet that was
show.
a dang good
Wow.
show.
Great
Yeah,
show.
that'd be
Great
good.
show.
Like I softest. So we're talking like you spent money to go see a band, right?
Yeah.
So who's the softest band you spent money? 'Cause, I mean, you can go to like a festival and there's softer bands there.
Yeah.
I mean, you watch them. You know what I mean? Like
You pay money to go
paid money.
see.
softest
Yeah.
band I've seen that I've paid money
Yeah.
to go see.
I would say for
Money was-
you is probably the Chili Peppers.
I didn't really pay money for that. Like buying a ticket, right?
Yeah.
No, because I didn't. Somebody bought me tickets for that. Bridget's mom.
Air-
my
Air-
ex-mom.
Air Supply. Air Supply.
No, don't think so. Softest band I've paid money to see.
Wasn't the Foo
About,
Fighters?
Foo Fighters were at that Chili Pepper show.
Yeah,
and that was pretty,
I was
that
thinking, yeah.
And
I
they
was
were
thinking
opening up for
Foo-
Chili
yeah.
Peppers, and Chili Peppers sucked. You know, they're a great band, but like they sucked compared to the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
That I've paid for. I was about to say Hurt, but Mom bought those tickets. Because that was an acoustic show that Hurt did.
Wait, that we saw in John? No, we saw.
Yeah, we saw him in John City.
That wasn't acoustic though.
Hurt.
Yeah, it wasn't acoustic.
I thought it was.
No, it wasn't acoustic.
Well, that was
Oh.
that was a night.
You know, I'm
but-
gonna have to change my answer, but it wasn't hard. It's probably Billy Joel last year.
Billy
I forgot.
Joel.
Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, Hurt
Yeah.
or Hurt would have been the softest. Well, but again, they pay for the tickets. Are you sure that wasn't acoustic? No, that wasn't acoustic. You're right. That wasn't acoustic show. That's right. That's right.
But they didn't do Rapture, which made me mad because that was at the time
Oh,
was
yeah,
my
dude.
favorite song. But they didn't have that original guitarist that sings with him, his lead guitarist.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Because it was
Yeah.
a more toned down show.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, softest show I've paid tickets for would have to be like Crossfade, maybe. You know that song "So
Yeah.
Cold." That might they're like Nickelback heavy.
Okay, well, no.
That might be the softest. That maybe.
Nickelback and heavy kind of don't go together, so I'll give you that.
They did a song. They were real big for that song "So Cold." That might be the softest band I've paid to go see live. Like other than that, the next thing would be like probably Disciple. Might be the softest band I've paid to go see.
Wow.
Like, yeah.
Sorry about that, Kevin. He doesn't mean any of that. If you're ever
Yeah,
listening
yeah,
to
no,
this.
no, like,
Yeah.
love Kevin. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying y'all are soft because you're definitely not,
Yeah.
but like that,
Wow.
Disciple maybe those. I mean, 'cause, dude,
He
I mean,
just
look,
said Disciple.
the bands that I'm paying to go see. I mean, we're talking like we're heavy.
If you're gonna get crazy and get I thought Awaken's a lot softer than Disciple.
Well, we're talking about. Nah, I love Awaken because I'm in the band.
Yeah.
But
Hey, you played that stuff.
we said that we've paid
Paid
to
for.
see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah,
not that you
paid.
perform.
Yeah, I've seen softer bands.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely, especially at festivals. I mean, you see,
Oh,
you
that's
got
true. And
tons of them.
man, you know what? I didn't count the festivals. Man, that would go. I mean, I seen Bryan Adams.
Wow.
Yeah, I see.
Adams.
Yeah, that would be the softer. Yeah, Bryan Adams would probably be of all the festivals that I went to. That would be the Santana, maybe. But
Wow,
I wouldn't
yeah.
even call Santana that. Like, yeah,
Yeah, no,
I saw
he's
Santana
a
at the
little,
festival.
he's a little rocky for sure. So,
Yeah,
all right,
he
man.
is.
So
Yeah.
watch Gamera versus Jiger.
Yeah, watch Gamera versus Jiger. We went on. You want to talk about music? We've been doing it all night.
We
So,
talked
we
more
will
about
go
music
at it.
than we did about Gamera and Jiger.
that lets you know where these movies are at this point. So, all right, man. Again, thank you all so much for
I
watching.
don't
the
know
episode.
how long that just went.
I have no idea. People are gonna be like, these dudes just ran and ran and ran. So definitely
Yeah.
go join us on the Facebook groups, man. The social media groups, the Facebook group, and then the Instagram 3 times a week, man. We got the Underdogs on Monday, where we give you a movie that you may not have heard of, that was under the radar as far as a monster movie you need to check out. Wednesday, we do Monster Mash Wednesdays. Ruben throws out some great monster-related music. Fridays, we do the Friday Night Fights, where right now we're pitting 2 monster movies back to back against each other, and we all decide who the winner is with you guys. Tons of fun. We're always there. We're sharing news. We're talking about monster movies. It's a great little community. Then go check out all of our buds, man. Pete and his crew over at Good Big Bad Movie Night. Charlie, Nate, and Pete with the Give Me Back My Horror Movies, Give Me Back My Action Movies. Jimmy over at Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling. Check all those shows out. And again, thank you all so much. We do this for you because we have fun doing it. This is Sludge.
And the Lorax.
And Mr. Abbo, we're here in Texas.
Y'all have a good night.
Good night.
Yeah, good night, y'all.
Ha